on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know winter isn't here yet, but I'm getting a little excited. I've been looking for this exact sled for a long time, and I finally found one. So I'm going to bring this in the garage and we're going to talk about this a little bit. All right, guys, what we have here is a 2004 Firecat F7 Nightfire edition. Now, I've been looking for a Nightfire for probably about 3 years now, and I was really picky. I wanted one that has all the decals. It has the seat cover, has the original windshield. I wanted it all original or very close to. And the biggest thing was I wanted low mileage, like, you know, under 4,000 miles if possible, which is hard to find. So I've seen a few of these over the years, probably 5 or 6 over the last few, but there's always something up with one of them. Either it's missing the seat cover or someone pulled all the decals off the hood, you know, vice versa. I've seen some that are missing the black powder coated rails. So it's very hard to find one with all of them. And the problem is, if it's missing these decals or missing that seat cover, you cannot buy them anymore. You can't get it. They make reproduction decals and they're not the same. It's the wrong color. Same with the seat. You can't get the seat with this color. And if you look closely, I actually didn't even know this until just the other day when I bought the sled. But if you look closely at the lettering, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it's not just one solid color. It's all these little lines in there. Same with the seat. So it would be hard to even replicate these decals. So here it is. So for now, it's pretty much all stock, has 2,800 miles on it. We are going to have to do some work as per usual. Every time I buy a sled, it seems like, you know, I'll try to buy a nice one. Like this one, I paid probably a lot more than it's worth to get it just because I wanted it. So you would think, oh, you know, you paid for it, it's super clean, at least it's ready to ride. No. I guess it could be ready to ride for someone, but I'm picky. So there's an oil leak somewhere that I haven't looked for yet. I literally just bought this thing last night. I haven't even really looked closely at it. There's an oil leak I got to find somewhere. It's dripping out the bottom on the belly pan. Not a bad leak, like it's not some crazy leak, but there is little drips here and there. This actually kind of bums me out because I didn't see this at the guy's house at all. There's a tiny little mark in the seat. See that? That bothers me because, like I said, the seat cover was a big thing for me. But I'll get my wife to put a tiny little patch on the inside and maybe just sew it ever so slightly. So it won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty good. I have black C&A skis that are going to go on this thing. I've been saving those for a few years too, hoping that I would get one of these Nightfires. And it finally happened, so that's awesome. And then, yeah, so the plan for this thing this winter is pretty much the same plan we had with the F5. So I don't know if any of you guys followed the stuff I did with the F5, but basically what the goal was is just see how fast we can get it on radar without going crazy, obviously. And that's going to be the same plan with this. I want to see what we can get out of this thing, and I'm not going to go crazy. Like, I'm not throwing twin pipes on, I'm not porting it. I don't really want to touch the motor at all. It's never been opened up, and I want to leave it that way. If this was a higher mileage sled that's been blown up before and it's all been all apart, then I would probably pull the head, cut the head, port the jugs, do all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to do very, very minimal to this sled, like almost nothing. But we're going to see what we can get out of it. I'm hoping for 110 mile an hour on ice. I think it can do more. I'm trying to be like reasonable here, I guess. So if it gets 110, I'm happy. So that's the plan. It's going to be a lot of work to get there because just me looking at it so far, the powder coating's starting to come off the rails. Hard to see. It's expected for being this old. It's actually not bad, but like I said, I'm picky, so I'm going to split the rails. Those are going to get all powder coated. While I have that apart, you know, might as well rebuild the shocks, change all the bearings, change the sliders. You know, that's how it goes when you start tearing these things apart. You just do a bunch of might as well things, and then next thing you know, you're 5 times the money you thought you'd be into something. But I don't plan on getting rid of this sled I don't plan on getting rid of it at all. I ride very minimally now, and I want one good sled that's a good rider, which will be this one. And then I'd like to have maybe one project sled because I'm running out of space, which leads me to the next problem. So I guess I got to sell the F5, which kind of sucks. I really like that sled. I've had it for like, I don't know now, 7, 8 years, 9 years. I've had that sled forever. And I really didn't want to sell it. But all along I've been saying, if I get an F7 Nightfire, I'll sell the F5. Other than that, not selling the F5. But I guess its day has come, so I'm going to be pulling the track off the F5 to put it on this sled. They actually have the same track, the same exact track, but the one on the F5's studded up really good. I just put a bunch of brand new studs in it last year, and it might sound stupid to swap a track just for studs, but I don't know if you guys have checked the cost of studs lately, but it's ridiculous. It's really expensive, and the other track is like mint, perfect. This one is pretty good too, but the other one's great. I haven't even owned the thing for 24 hours yet. Picked up a Bikeman Y pipe, so any of you guys that know Cat twins, even the ZRs and whatnot, they pick up good power with just a Y pipe. So I'm going to be putting that on there and getting rid of the factory one. I am going to leave the stock pipe. I don't want to play with that. I do have to try and get someone to TIG weld the heat shield. The heat shield is cracked, so that kind of sucks, and it's mega thin. But this is the bottom piece, so you won't see it. So I'm going to get someone to TIG that. We're going to be throwing this stock can back on because it has this MBRP on it. And, you know, maybe 10 years ago when I was a little younger, I would have liked that. Would have liked that can, but now I just don't even want to hear it, man. I don't care for it at all. So I'll sell that. Someone will buy it because it's, honestly, it almost looks brand new, to be honest. Like, it looks really good. That's the plan with this Firecat here. There's going to be more to come on this, obviously, as I start working on it, start tearing it apart. And you know, these things go, you always run into issues. The more you look, the more problems you find. So I don't see a lot of problems right now, but I'm sure I'll run into something. Knock on wood. Shouldn't have said that. Idiot. Why did I say that? Anyways, stay tuned if you want to see more of this sled. There's definitely going to be more on it. I got to bring the Ovation home soon. That's at JF's. We got to put jetting in the Ovation and a couple other things. And then that sled's going to be ready to rock. Maybe we'll get a couple videos of that, and then I'll have to put that up for sale just because space is limited. I wish I had all the space in the world because I wouldn't sell a damn thing, but unfortunately I am limited by space. So Ovation's got to go, F5's got to go. Lots to come with all the other stuff and this sled too. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Firecats. Let me know what you think this thing's going to do speed wise. If you guys got any clutching advice, I know a lot of you guys out there played with these things a lot. I get good comments on some of the other videos and some really good advice sometimes. If you got clutching setups for this, let me know, because I don't have a lot for this. I know that I'm going to put an orange black spring in the primary. All the cats love it. The secondary's got a stock 58-52 helix in it. That's a really good one. I also have one other helix that we tried on the F5 that I think will work really good on this sled, so I am going to try that. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you hate Firecats. Anyways, just leave a comment, good or bad. Doesn't hurt my feelings. One cool thing I forgot to add about this sled, a little bit of a story to this thing. So 2 years ago, this exact sled, this one here, came up for sale in Toronto, which is about, you know, 4.5 hours from me. And ridiculous timing. The ad came up, my buddy sent it to me because he knew I was looking for one of these. The ad was 1 minute old on Kijiji. Not a word of a lie, 1 minute old. I had just sold my personal truck like a week before that, and I hadn't bought a new one yet. So it probably took me half an hour. I had to message some buddies to borrow a truck because I literally just sold my truck, and there was like a week interim before I got the next one, and I didn't have a truck. So it took me like half an hour to source a truck, and my buddy was going to lend me his truck. So I messaged the lady who had this sled, and I said, I will come right now. It was the middle of the night. I said, I'll come right now, leave my house. I'll be there like 12 o'clock midnight if that's okay with you, or I'll send you a deposit. The sled in that 30-minute period sold. And it sold to the guy that I bought it off of here just yesterday. Unreal. But that's how these things go. So in a roundabout way, it all came back, except I paid an extra $1,000 that I could have had it for in Toronto, but it is what it is. I guess at least I didn't have to drive to Toronto. Anyways, we'll see you on the next video, and stay tuned for more of the Firecat. Thanks, guys. See ya. Hey! Subscribe to the channel.